Sup Dudes, I'm Nate Heater.
And I'm Frank Lamontia.
And we are the Sup Dudes. First things first, we want to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We can't afford, champagne, so we just got this instead.
We can, but we can't drink and drive.
Exactly. Kids, don't drink and drive.
Right.
So we decided that...
Get all your drinking first and then go driving. Kidding. It's a joke.
Please, put a disclaimer on that. That Frank is only kidding.
Go ahead, put a disclaimer.
YouTube, don't be mad at us. So, we were talking about this, and we decided, starting now, Sup Dudes Season 2. That's right, we're going to be doing every new year. There's going to be a new season, because we thought it'd be easier for us. Especially with, our top 10 list, as you guys were noticing.
Yep. Kind of getting hard to keep track of everything, so we're going to start with a fresh list.
Yep, but just a reminder for those of you that either forgot from our last video, because we know it's been a long time, we apologize.
Or never saw it.
Yeah, or never saw it. The top 10 list is going to be up right now. So as you can see, that's our top 10 list from the year 2021. Let's get rid of that, because that is now a clean slate for new movies to be put on.
Right.
And
the first movie on the list?
The Kingsman.
The Kingsman.
Not to be confused with the Kingsman Secret Service or the Kingsman Golden Circle. This is the third one in the series called The Kingsman.
Right, and this is actually a prequel.
Correct.
Which, interesting enough, I did not see the other two.
I did.
So I was worried if I would understand this, but I figured since it's a prequel, it should be okay. And it was. It does stand alone well.
And what's really cool about this movie, this review, like you said, you don't know about the other two. I know about the other two. So you get both the sides of it. For if you've never seen the first two Kingsmen, which I highly suggest.
I will.
And then you have me, who's now seen all three of them. So, let's jump into the review. And I feel as though that since I've seen about the Kingsmen, mind if I go first?
You don't need an excuse, just do it.
All right. So, for those of you that don't know about the Kingsmen, they're a secret service over in Britain, London. And do they really say it's London or...
I don't know if the shop is probably in London.
But it's definitely England. Yes, all right? It's definitely England. So, it's a secret service that I don't even want to say they're a part of they don't really say they're a part of a army or a military.
Well, it gets created in this movie, and it's an intelligence agency.
Yeah.
It's an intelligence agency with the mission to try and avoid war.
Yeah, so this first one, the third one, which is the prequel, actually takes place during World War I, is the main setting of it.
Or basically at the beginning of World War I.
Yeah, that's actually good. Yeah, at the very beginning. And so it basically goes from there, how the Kingsman Secret Service was formed, leading into number 2 and number 3. I want to say, love this movie, okay? I was a little nervous, as Frank, but nervous for a different reason. Because as it's come to be known, a lot of times sequels don't really hold up to the original movies.
Or prequels.
Or prequels in that case,
Which this is a prequel.
Because a lot of times they're just trying to come up with a backstory and they either fail with it or they do all right with it. But actually, really enjoyed this one. Now, again, I've seen all three of the Kingsmen. I don't want to keep bragging about it, but I could definitely tell by the camera cuts and how they shot everything on the cameras that you can definitely tell they fit perfectly in with each other. It's just how they shoot everything is what I'm trying to say. And
it was very well shot, I'm going to say.
Camera work was amazing.
Excuse me.
You know I'm a stickler for fight scenes. And while Frank was saying they can get a little ridiculous at times in it.
It got a little silly.
That's the whole thing with the Kingsman movies. It's almost like when we reviewed Nobody. Nobody at times was a little ridiculous with how many, with all the gunshots, all the explosions, everything like that, a little bit ridiculous. That's the whole point of the Kingsman movie, what makes it even better, in my opinion. It could be a little ridiculous at times, but I feel as though everything is well choreographed. Everything tells a good story.
Choreographed is a key word in some of the fight scenes, because it was more like a dance, but go ahead.
So, I want to say that there was actually no one I really hated in this movie, acting-wise. I mean, of course you hate the villains. Yeah, okay. Of course you hate the villains, but that's beside the point. Other than that, not really much else to say, because overall, I loved it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it very much also. Like Nate was saying, I felt it got a little silly in a couple spots, but nothing to destroy the movie. Nothing to destroy the vibe or anything. It was Some of the acting, a little bit, once in a while, seemed a little over the top. It might have been for either romanticized purposes or whatever, but like I said, it wasn't a deal breaker. Still a very, very good movie. Just to backtrack a little bit, the main actors, Ralph Fiennes played the Duke of Oxford, who's central character. Gemma Arterton played Polly, is like what was she, like his housemaid?
Yeah, nanny. I think called her nanny
type of thing. She's very instrumental. You'll see if you've watched the movie, you'll see how she plays into it. What's this guy's name? Jimon Hansu. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that.
Probably.
He played Shola, and he was Ralph Fiennes, the Duke's right-hand man.
Basically, yeah.
And then Harris Dickinson played the Duke's son, Conrad.
Yep.
And were we going to name someone else?
The main antagonist. Do you remember him?
Reese Ifans, I think is how you say that. That's he played Rasputin.
Not the main antagonist, but yeah.
Oh, the main antagonist.
Main antagonist.
I don't know.
We'll put his name up right now. We apologize. We didn't look that far in advance.
I don't even think he's listed.
But
yes. Ooh, shouldn't have said that.
We'll bleep that out.
Yes, thank you.
So we'll just put the main antagonist. Actually, no, we won't even put the main antagonist in there because we don't want to ruin anything.
Yes. So, like Nate said, good movie. It does stand alone, which I'm happy about because otherwise I would have been a little upset if I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
Fight scenes are really good. The action was really good. The story was really good. That's important to me. I mean, I don't like movies that are just all blow them up and shoot them up and stuff. And this was not a lot of that. Even though there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of sword fighting, a lot of knife fighting, but the story is really, really good. And it keeps you. I was not bored ever throughout this whole movie.
Can I add to that?
Sure.
A little bit in the beginning. You have to get through a little bit of the slow parts in the very beginning, but once you get past those. It's just more of like they basically are setting up the story.
It's slow, but it's interesting. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
It's a good slow. Like I don't want to say it's a good slow, but it's like once you get past when they set up everything.
It's not action packed in the beginning, but it's a good story. It's a good lead in.
All right. Didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to throw that in there.
That's fine. And like as far as the bads, like I said, it just seemed a little silly at times. Couple of lines of facial expressions, things like that. But it was not a deal breaker.
Not a lot of bads from my end.
It's a very it presents itself as a very historical film.
Yes.
I don't know how accurate everything is. I'm sure a lot of it is not.
I'm pretty sure there's no Kingsmen actually. So.
But hey. Never know. They're a secret agency.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But,
I'll give you that.
But, I'm sure there's an agency like that exists. Maybe not the same type of way, but there is a lot of history in it. There are some historical facts in it.
Yeah.
So, which doesn't really matter.
I mean, a lot of them even lined up pretty well. Like, I don't want to say all of them, but there were some ones that lined up like really well with how they actually happened.
Yeah, a couple of things. I mean, I don't know whether you're a history buff or not, whatever, but
should have learned it in high school.
It's a good, solid movie.
Yeah,
good, solid movie, and it should be seen on the big screens.
Well, you kind of already gave away part of the movie. We didn't even get to the ratings yet.
We didn't get to the ratings.
We need to rate the movie.
We're saying how good it was. Of course, they know we like it.
Yeah.
They just don't know how much.
Well, let's tell them how much, Frank. Go first.
All right. First movie of the year. I'm going to need some room at the top. But I'm going to give it a solid 8.
An 8?
A solid 8. Only because it's the first one. I don't want to go too high.
See, I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter to leave room or not. Because I feel as though this is actually a really great way to start off the new year, off the new season.
We don't want to have too many ties either, like we had last year. That's okay.
That's a good point. So, I want to go ahead and give this movie, and I'm going to be a little, decimally,
Okay, go ahead.
8.75. Because I didn't want to give it a 9, but I think it's better than an 8.5 rating. Like, I feel as though it's almost a 9 movie, but not quite.
Okay.
I don't know. There's just something missing for me that made it a 9. So, well, at this point, let's do some math. Average score right now. And well, we're not going to do the top 10 list right now because we're going to wait till number 10, like we did last season.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, this is number 1 at the moment.
Yep. I mean, honestly,
but, we won't start the list fully until we have 10.
This might be top 10. This might be number 1 for a while.
Yeah, it might be. Well,
not many of our movies from the first list
some
made a high
movies,
score.
Some movies surprise us. You never know.
Yep. So, I don't even know what I was going to say. We recommend that this movie be recommended to be seen on a big screen.
Yes.
Frank already said that. I agree with him. And I think we should do something new this year.
Like what?
I think we should leave it up to the people to tell us what movie we should watch.
Okay, yeah, give us suggestions.
I feel as though that, like, we'll even do, like, an older series, too. No, like, if you want to recommend, like, a movie that's not out right now.
Right, if you want to recommend a classic or something you like and you want to review or...
Yeah, we'll have a whole separate top 10 list for that.
Or if you want to give us a group of movies that we can rate and make a list.
Yeah. 2022 is the year for you. I did not mean to rhyme. I hated that so much. But this is about you guys because we want to entertain you guys. We want to make sure that you guys are enjoying what we're doing. So I feel as though we should let it up to the people.
Sure.
And if there's a new movie out there that you want us to see.
If they're watching.
If they're watching. If there's a new movie you want us to see, put it in the comments.
Let us know. Because we can't see them all.
No.
We try and do our best to mix it up. So if you have some suggestions, we're happy to take them.
Well, I think 2022 started off good with this movie.
It did. It started off a lot better than 2021.
Oh, God, don't remind me. Well, with that being said, I'm Nate Heater.
And I'm Frank Lamontia.
And we are the Sup Dudes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.